Does the method of telling a boring story of your anxiety rather than assigning any deeper meaning to it mean that searching for answers through psychotherapy about why you might be experiencing anxiety all of a sudden is futile? Does Dare truly believe that the why isn't important?
Yes and no. It depends on the context. So generally speaking, it is interesting to know what has contributed to the development of your anxiety issue. It's easy for you to put the story in a drawer and to get back to the here and now and work through this. So yes, it's interesting, but you don't need to know in order to deal with your anxiety in the here and now. What people must understand is that if there is an obvious reason for your anxiety, like any trauma or abuse or addiction or something, then yes, definitely you should work on this. But what we mean by finding out the whys is that people tend to think, oh, I had this in this childhood, and because of my parents I did develop an anxiety disorder, and because I had this childhood, now I'm broken. And this is the mindset that we're trying to fix, because it's not true. You cannot give yourself another childhood. It is what it is. So, but what you can do is change your behavior and your thought processes in the here and now, because this is what keeps the anxiety alive. Yes, your childhood may have contributed to the development of it, but you are sustaining it with your behavior and your thought processes. And when you change your behavior and your thought processes and your interpretations of sensations, this is when you are free from all the things that have contributed to its development. So it's interesting to know, but it's not needed to work on it in the here and now.
Right. Because no matter what the reason is of the why, right, it might, oh, that makes sense. Oh yeah, I can see I grew up in a household, or somebody struggled with addiction, and there was a lot of uncertainty and I didn't feel safe. So like, yeah, sure, that makes sense why now the safety mechanism is kind of an overprotective mode. That's great. Now what?
Now what?
It's still now what? So like going back, like again, go back to the past to help you with your here, right? You go back there only if it's going to help you here. So we don't live there. What happens is there's this false idea that like, I'm having anxiety because I have this unresolved thing. And if I can just go back and drop $100,000 and resolve the old thing, the anxiety goes away.
It doesn't.
That doesn't work either. It might be, oh, I can see how based on this dangerous situation I was in, how it rang my bells. And now it's something that reminds me of that dangerous situation, PTSD, right? Examples of this, right? Something did happen. And now I'm here remembering there, and my alarm is ringing as if there is here. And like, it helps put it into perspective, and it helps kind of identify like different ways of coping with things, and how blame and trust and guilt and all that stuff that comes along with the past. But what's happening right now, let's say take away all of that stuff. What's happening right now is your alarm is ringing at the wrong time for whatever reason. And it'll always be how I treat that right now, because we tend to say, ooh, I'm feeling anxious. Why? Right? Even if it's not for trauma, it's like, what did I drink? What did I eat? Did I not do my yoga meditations the right way? Did I not do this? Right? Every little blip, we try and figure out why now. It doesn't really matter. It's go ahead. Like, you might notice something obvious, right? But either way, it's okay. I'm feeling this heightened state of discomfort. Now what? Now what? How am I going to treat that? So that's why the whole tell a boring story isn't about tell a boring story about your past. We just tend to say, oh my gosh, Michelle, right now I feel so scared, and I feel like the world is crumbling to bits, and I feel so detached from the, so I feel uncomfortable right now. I'm having thoughts I don't like, and I feel scared, right? That's what I mean by tell a boring story, not, shitty things happen in my past. Not that. It's more like, wow, I'm feeling scared, but what's actually happening right now? Right now, I'm having thoughts that I don't like, and I'm feeling fear about these thoughts. My heart is racing, and I'm feeling scared, or I'm feeling sad. That's okay. It just sort of normalizes and puts it into the present, what you're experiencing the moment you're experiencing it. We tell a detailed descriptive story when we want to pull people into our stories, right? We kind of want to pull you into life. You don't need to be pulled into your own story about how scary it is, only if it's danger. We want you to use fear to focus on actual danger. We get stuck telling descriptive stories about not how dangerous the situation is right now. It's how scary it is, how scary it feels. Let me tell you some more times how scary you feel. Let me really tell. I feel scared right now. The end. Period. We like ellipses, right? Dot, 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 dot. Period. I feel scared. Period. Now what? So that's what I mean by the boring story. I hope that clarifies it.
And if you really need to ask your anxiety, why are you here? You know, sometimes anxiety comes masked, or a need of yours comes masked as anxiety. Like if you're not taking good care of yourself, if you're overworking yourself constantly, putting everybody's needs in front of yours, then maybe anxiety could be a good sign that is telling you, you know, you should take care of yourself. So don't always treat anxiety as the bad guy that interrupts in the wrong moment. Sometimes it can be a good sign, a sign to take better care of yourself. But don't try and ask further, going more back in your past and, oh, this happened then and this happened then, because as Michelle said, you're not going to fix your problem, your thought processes and your feelings in the here and now by trying to fix your past. It happened.
Right. And with anxiety, we get stuck in the past and stuck in the future, which is exactly what I'm seeing coming up at the chat. That terrible thing happened then. What if this other terrible thing happens in the future? And we stare at the past and then we fight here to try and prevent the future. 100% that's where you're stuck, right? Because you're looking at that past. That was awful. I don't want that to happen again. That awful thing could happen. Better make sure it doesn't. And now you're trying to control the universe, control all these uncontrollable things. Control and vulnerability always comes down to those two things. And we're much more focused on controlling the things that are most valuable to us, that are the most important to us. And that's usually like our children, our life, our sanity, right? And like those are the things we hook onto. And I promise you, you're not controlling anything. And if that scares you more, that's okay that it scares you more. But you want to put it in reality and start telling yourself this. I'm not controlling terrible things from happening. All I'm actually controlling is I'm keeping myself in this perpetual state of fight. I'm like not preventing something bad from happening. I'm preventing myself from living life right now, right? I am in survival mode, pre-surviving danger that's not happening, but only because I'm thinking of it happening and I don't want it to happen. So I'm going to act as if it's happening and somehow that's going to prevent it from happening. Who's got, yes. Okay. I see. Yep. Right. So it's this that keeps it going. Now, what we don't want to happen, that's a thought too. That should be on that thought list. You say, oh, I just had an idea of, oh, what if I lose somebody? Something happening right now. Yes. What's happening? I'm having a thought of something happening. That's just a thought too. Okay, I don't have to fight that thought. So that's where we get stuck in this weird sort of area between what's happening right now and what I'm worrying about happening in the future. And when, this is my line lately, right? When we imagine a what if, our body acts as if. So if you're spending all day today imagining what could happen, your body's going to act as if it's happening now, right? You watch a sad movie, you're going to cry, not because something sad's happening to you, but if you're imagining something sad, your body's going to act sad, right? If you're watching a sexy movie, your body's going to act differently, right? If you're imagining danger, your body will act as if there's danger. And when you are in danger, your body sends you fear. I promise that's all that's happening. You are imagining danger and your body is acting as if you're in danger. So allow both of those things, but you don't have to live here. You live here. So notice you right here, I'm having a thought about there. I'm allowed to have those thoughts, but I don't need to stare at them. I hope that helped clear that up. Does that help anybody who just wrote all the yeses and the amens? Okay, good. All right. I think that's a wrap.
Thank you, everybody who submitted questions. We hope that this was helpful. And next round is next month, Michelle?
Yeah, we don't have the date yet. But again, like every other month, we have like the challenge week or the boot camp week. There's a challenge week next week. If you're interested in it, go to the bottom of the app. You'll find the challenges. If there's something that you want to really focus on, you can sign up for that if you'd like. And next week will be the week that we kind of walk you through it step by step and help you focus on a little bit more.
Somebody wrote Danke, which is thank you in German. So that was really sweet. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Maybe we'll see you soon in Dear Advance. That will be fantastic.
Yeah, we'll see. And definitely, if you're not on at least the app Facebook page, get on it like right now. Sign up for it because it's part of your payment. So get what you pay for. Get on it and post away and read back through the old posts that are on there.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody.
Okay,
well, take care. We'll see you next month.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.